fill out a chart. Some of you get to be the north, and some of you get to be the south, and it really doesn't matter because we were all going to have the same information at the end. But if you get a sheet that says south, I'd like you to fill out this side, and you don't need to do the bottom yet. If you get a worksheet that says north, you fill out this side. And you are going to use our textbook, the preview, these two charts. Okay? So easy, you just need to fill in your information. Now, when you get to the advantages, when you get to the advantages part, you need to go back to this text and read, okay, and write down the advantages. But when I finish, if I'm the south, I only have half of my sheet finished, right? So I only have the south filled out. I need to fill out the north.
You go with the primary.
Well, if I'm Julie, I'm going to turn to Brian, who already filled out the north. I need to ask him some questions. So I would say, what kind of question word would I use if I'm asking about a person's name? If I wanted to know the president?
What?
Who was the president? Good. I could say, who was the North's president, Brian? Who was the North's president? Very good. I didn't hear you. Could you tell me again?
Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, Abraham Lincoln, okay. So I'm going to write that on my worksheet. But we're not copying each other's worksheets, right? We have to ask good questions in Cisco. Ask good questions, give good answers. What if I wanted to know the color of the uniforms? What question word would I use? What question word? Ashita, what question word would I use? Perfect. What color were the uniforms? Okay. So first you fill out your side of the worksheet. And then you
I want to be yours.
it really doesn't matter which side you get. I'm not taking any requests.
Where do we get the information from? What page?
Here is page 164. So you get to have both.
This too. Yay, no.
You guys are going to work together, okay?
What do you bet? I got no. What the heck?
This way, fill out one side, though you're only filling out the north. So, raise your hand if you are filling out the north side. Let me see. Raise your hand if you are filling out the south side. Good. Everybody filling out one side. I see Don Pong getting to work very quickly. I see Michael getting to work. Good job, guys. more work. Go back to our text. Take notes. No, not yet. Not yet. You'll need both sides of the chart. So as soon as you and your partner are finished, start asking each other good questions about the other side.
I got all the answers in here.
Yes, please also fill out the advantages. You need to go back to the text to do that. Back to page 167.
What do you please start with?
For the advantages part, go back to your text.
I'm Lincoln. I'm Lincoln.
I have two sides.
What's the next minute? Confederation State of America. Come on, friend.
This also have a. I don't get
I
it.
think I see most of you starting to finish. Let's close our books when you're finished and ask your partner questions.
I need it.
You are.
Confederate Army.
And you can just go on here.
United States.
Can I start with somebody?
So when you are finished, turn to your partner.
Oh, Carol.
Turning.
When they have the airplane. Doesn't want to answer the question, so just copy.
I like how Fran and Don Juan are asking each other questions back there.
What kind of soldier?
Not soldier,
Soldiers, rebels? Yeah, rebels. 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 red color. It was Washington D.C. Joe. It was.
Soldiers, Yankees, yeah, it's the Confederate State of America. The first. No, you don't have to copy that. You have to ask me. You have to ask me. See, this is the Confederate. The first one is the Confederate State of America. The second one is Confederate Army. Yo, you taping us?
How did you get this answer? What did you ask?
Who is the president of
John, what did you say, Muhammad? Abraham. Very good job. There are lots of good questions and answers. Okay, let's do adventures.
Who was?
The state Robert S.
The name of the soldiers.
We done, Miss.
What was the name of the Oh, wait.
SS.
I'm not done.
S point.
Can you do the bottom part now? Miss, can we do the bottom part?
Students, Sal made a very good point. Should we be talking in present or past tense?
Past.
Okay. Very good. Past. Not yet.
What was the color of the sound?
Take another minute to finish up your charts. If you're finishing up.
Each Army and Navy were big and
Also, it had a strong leader pattern.
Okay, let's take a look at the chart. Students,
Bigger and better. You're showing the answer. Yeah, miss.
You guys didn't have to lie. What?
almost everybody have their chart filled in.
Yes.
30.
So,
It's maybe bigger and better.
You did it done yet? Who can tell me what you wrote down for one of the North's advantages? Luna? Better. Better equipped? What was better equipped? The North's what? Good. What was better equipped? The North's
Like
what were
better
better
ground.
equipped? Francisco? The North's what were better equipped?
Oh,
April?
Army, Navy.
Good, they're Army and
I was
Navy.
gonna answer. White.
Okay, one more advantage. Michael,
Oh, for the song?
for the North.
I know you. The army and navy were better, bigger and better.
Okay. Good, better equipped, bigger.
Was strong leader and president.
Good. Strong leader, Lincoln. Okay, and let's do one more. This one is also important. Christina, do you have one more for the North?
I had South.
Does anyone have one more for the North? Right here?
It's strong economy.
Good. A stronger economy. Okay, Christina, the South.
They had excellent military leaders.
Excellent military leaders. Excellent. One more. Matthew?
They were fighting on their own land.
So what could we say about the South? They were what with the land where the fighting was?
I don't know.
They were what with the land? They were what with the land? Familiar, very good. They were familiar with the land. Okay. I'm going to give you your homework in a minute, but this is going to help us practice. What were our special signal words that we use to talk about how things are different, to contrast two things? Ashita, do you remember one of them? Special signal words. Talk about how things are different. It's okay. What Erickson did you? Very good. And that's our really big middle school word.
Can I make a sentence?
What's the easy word? What's the easy elementary one?
So.
Francisco? Not quite. Donfa. But good. We can use, for our sentences today, we can use either. So I wrote, the North wanted to end slavery. However, the South wanted to keep its way of life. Its way of life was that they had slaves. Who can think of an example of a sentence that would contrast the North and the South, maybe talking about their advantages? Don Juan?
North naval power was good, but confederate armies uniform power was good.
Good. Okay. the advantages? Can you give me one about the advantages?
The North Army was stronger, however, they were fighting however, the South Southerners were fighting on their own land.
Good, love it. So the North had this really strong army. They had a stronger army. However, they were fighting on land that the South was familiar with. Very good. So I'd like everyone to write one of their own. Number 2, to practice. Okay, don't write Matthews. This is an example you may use, but I want you to write your own in number 2. You just need to write it.
Can I use my own pen?
You may use your own. Okay, while you are writing, I'm going to hand out your homework and we'll take a look at it.
Can I do it right now?
Yes. Just one to practice.
Miss, do I got this one right?
Okay, let's look at our homework. We're going to use the same format. You guys just practice writing a sentence. And we're going to write more to show how the North and South were different. So our directions say, what were the North's advantages? What were the South's advantages? Okay? So you can use your compare and your contrasting signal words to talk about how the advantages were different. So that's the first thing. And then it says, who do you think had a better advantage in the Civil War, the North or the South? What do you guys think? And why? Who had better advantage? Whose advantages really were going to help them in the war? And you can say the South, even though they didn't win. You might think that they had a better advantage going into the war when the war started. So don't forget to answer all questions. Use past tense and use our signal words. You can use the chart that we did today to help you. All right, put everything away. Everything away.
Wait.
Everything away. Everything away. That's what you use for your homework.
Okay, you gave.
Everything away.
I only got one. See? South and North.
That's good. Oh, you got something? No, I got something.
Everyone gets that.
Why?
What did you do?
I did one.
5,
Why we got something up?
3. You got 2 seconds to clear your desk.
I know what it is. I know what it is. Finish my homework. What's up? That's the game, South and North.
1. Okay, I am going to say a fact, and you need Good. I see lots of souths. The color of their uniforms was blue. Easy.
Because
Blue.
this is
The
blue.
color of their uniforms,
This is
Red.
now.
easy.
Upside down. Upside down.
Their general, the general was Ulysses S. Grant. Ulysses S. Grant.
That's north.
See a little bit of both. It is north.
Yes. Yeah, Michael, you lose.
Okay, one of their goals was to keep their way of life. Their way of life, very good, the South. Let me see, the capital was Washington, D.C.
Oh.
Good, north. What is our capital right now?
Washington, D.C.
Good, easy. Okay, the president was Jefferson Davis. The nation was called the Confederate States of America.
Everybody
Good.
change. Oh my God, I know how to play this game.
One of their advantages was having a stronger economy.
Oh.
Stronger economy. Very good. Who had excellent military leaders? Excellent military leaders. South.
That's what I said. Now it's
Okay.
this one.
The capital was Richmond, Virginia. Richmond, Virginia. You guys are too good. Okay, we have about a minute left in class. Make sure your homework is written down.
Can I
I
connect
did not
this?
ask you to do that yet, and I'd like you to write it
Can
down.
I connect this?
You can leave them on your desk.
Okay. I know. I'm not sound. I like.
Sixth graders, may you stay here?
No, because you think give it to me. She was about to get up, but her room was locked.
You guys did a great job today.